shrub. Going pretty good. Going pretty good. We're out here helping people, saving the day. Ah! Chat's throwing a whole bunch of shit at me. Mean to me. Ah! I'll release a rubber worm on you. Don't think I won't. I need a protective blanket. Armor. This will keep me safe. All right. Let's see what the old bounty hunter Ethan's up to now that he's crushed under debt and we don't need his help. The compressor is almost empty when you enter. A couple of scattered patrons in the booths and a lone bartender who serves you a cold glass of water. Bartender recognizes you immediately when you arrive and nods. You return the greeting. You know already you won't find Ethan here. But you had to be sure. Through tracking reporting you dead, you wouldn't have stuck around. You look at the empty stool. His empty stool. And you smile. You can imagine him on it when the slate chirps, letting him know that the target he was tracking is dead. You can imagine the screaming and swearing too. Is that all you were to Ethan? Another target? Was there something else going on? Seems like a foolish question to ask now when he has fled the station. But it bothers you anyway. You take one last look, walk out. Doubt you'll ever come back to this place, or the memories it holds. You walk back out into the lights of the bright market and allow yourself a smile. This is what Fang meant when he said you were free. You could get used to this. So anyways, I started eeping. Ah! Throwing frogs at me too? Look at those eepers. Look at those eepers. They eats. They skeeges. Ah! Ah! I can't believe you. Why are you like this? Okay. Water first. This is the one I am the most behind on. Okay. Reroll. Very nice. Very nice. All right, one more spin there, and we should be good on water. Where's these guys? Okay, we need to buy these. I only get 3 though. How am I supposed to get the other 5? Shit. I guess I need 3 more. That's right. I think we have a perk that anytime we do... Okay, we need to do engineering actions because we have a chance of getting scrap. Your bites are soft and not venomous. So anyway, we can bully you. No! No! Wear Snack-like scarf. I'm ferocious. I'll choke you. Arr! I'll get you. VTuber. Wah wah wah. Wah wah wah. Wah wah wah. Alright, we can't buy any more of those. Can't buy any more there. We do need the Yadigan data. We'll need 2 actions for that. Cross the Greenway. Okay, so the algae stack is full, so we should do at least one here. +1 food. Okay, that kind of sucks that we didn't get a +2. Life and water. Ah! Look at that scug go! Perfect. All right, so we got the water. Tucked into the service corridor, deep below the reservoir, Ash is double-checking the seals on the water tanks, loaded into the motorized trolley. But you're far enough away from any thoroughfares, not worry about being overheard. Both still speak in hushed tones. All good? Ash nods silently, and hits the ignition on the trolley to start it moving. You take the other side of the trolley, and walk it up the wide service corridor, with its flickering lights and Solheim detritus. You doubt it gets used by Havenage. At least that's the hope. You glance across at Esh, her face a mask of determination as she guides the trolley along. Maybe some conversation will make this journey easier. How'd you meet Peak? Esh pauses, a little surprised by your question. She glances back down the tunnel, but in the deserted passage, she can hardly keep up the pretense of silence. We grew up together, she answers quickly, turns back to the trolley. She can tell you're expecting her to add more. She seems to gather herself for an answer, not wanting to ignore you, but trying instead to get her answer straight in her head. Our outpost, Hawthorne, not an easy place to grow up. Administrators keep a tight hold of everything. She rolls her eyes, even though they're trapped in the same decaying installation as everyone else. Peak! He pauses. Peak found it harder than most. Pauses again, judging her words. I stepped in to help them out. Citizen Sleeper. More like, can we get 5 gifted indexes on this page? How are you, Index? What are you been up to? Where's my index button? My book is without indexing. This is a mistake. Dreki, you fool! No, no. Where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, it's right. Oh, I'm dumb. We're just working on some art right now. I'm probably for next. Nice. I hope the art is farting. Tootin' and scootin'. Silence descends again, but you can feel the wheels turning in Esh's mind as the creaking wheels of the trolley take you along the corridor. Peak isn't the most practical of people. They used to be, well, they needed someone to teach them to look after themselves, stand up for themselves. That was me. She smiles. After that, I couldn't get rid of them. Ash stops talking. You see her eyes have lit up. You imagine she's recalling some moment or other from her and Peak's past. You both reach a wide bulkhead doorway. You have to stop to shimmy the trolley over the edge. When you're done, Ash turns to you. I'm good from here. Head back. And with that, she's gone, moving off into the dark tunnel ahead. You watch her go, and then turn around and walk the distance back to the staircase you entered from, the tunnel humming around you as you do. As you walk, try to piece together Esh's past. But all you have are glimpses of a person she once was. Seems to prefer it that way. I think we collect mushrooms. Nice. More spore. Oh, we only need 1. No, it's still 3. And then it's gonna take 4 cycles in it to grow. Well, dang. Okay, let's do some science. Okay, those give 3 progress. Interesting, interesting. Fortunately, I need to wait 4 cycles to harvest more. Okay, so as long as we get a high roll, we can finish that next turn. Where is an engineering task I can do something for? Mushrooms, 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 mushroom. We don't have mushroom over here. That's not an engineering task. I head up to Bliss. Gotta be something I can do. Well, actually, hold on. Gather scrap. I need +1. Okay, well, I can do that. Ah! Sergo! Ah, what the heck? Gifting of what coal? Holy shit. Thank you. Cole, I hope you enjoyed the emotes. Now you can use them anywhere. You can spread the good wormsness. Oh, I don't have any dice to spend. Why did I do that? Fuck. Alright, how many cycles do I have left on this? Not a lot! Shit. I do not. Okay, I have 4 cycles to finish this. I can get the water, then we need to get the inton. Okay, so I think we can do this. I think we got this. I think we're good. Let us end the cycle. I forgot to get food. That's what I was looking around for. Uh-oh. A rapid burst of movement catches your attention. A drone, its fins adjusting as it hovers in place, floats in the corridor. Hello? The drone shifts a little, but it does not respond. The drone buzzes closer, and a voice gurgles out of its speaker. Distorted and strange. They better come to the corridor. We need to speak. Who is this? The drone clicks and whirs, and the recording plays again. Sleeper, come to the corridor. We need to speak. Expect the drone. Move closer, and the drone bobs away to a safe distance. As it does, you see the HA of Havanage emblazoned on its side. Could this be Eng's drone? Satisfied it has delivered its message, the drone rotates and accelerates away as rapidly as it arrived. You stare at it as it disappears from sight, hoping for some insight that escapes you. To the cordon, then. But before then, I've got some algae. Okay. You're leaning against the metal crates you just loaded up with algae, packed and dried into bright green packs. Esh hops into one beside you, flexing her aching back. Well, if the refugees like algae. Esh squints at you, as if you just interrupted her train of thought. The look you've become familiar with. Doesn't matter either way. What we've got. She sighs, rubbing the back of her neck. These past cycles working the algae stack with Esh, you've had little insight into her mind. Rarely seems happy to start a conversation. Is always eager to end one. Despite this, you feel like something has grown between you. Something like silent trust. Kind that tends to seed itself in the fertile soil of hard but necessary work. Something I've been meaning to ask. Why escape the XPR? Esh pauses, protective instinct fighting with the trust you've built. You can see her begin to shrug the question off. She stops, rethinks, sighs. You need to understand, Sleeper, that Erlen's Eye isn't the only place where the Solheim collapse happened. Sure, Hawthorne, where we grew up, was an XPR installation. That didn't screen it from Solheim going under. Actually, Solheim was the only reason XPR were ever there. He pauses, hesitant to get into the whole story, but wanting to offer something. She flinches, correcting herself. They are a service corp. You understand? They set up outposts and surrogate systems like this to offer refueling, logistics, and maintenance services to bigger companies with extraction contracts. She gestures to the eye around her. Like Solheim. Solheim went bust. XPR lost their client. And Hawthorne? Well, we lost everything. We became an outpost tasked with just holding on. Keep the refueling platforms running, they said. Keep the outpost stable. Hold on to our claim. She rubs at her head, as if recalling all this was somehow physically painful. Do you know what it's like to spend your entire life in a place with no future? A place that only exists to hold a legal claim to a piece of territory, to shore up a breach of contract negotiations between two corporations? It's like living in a... She searches for the word, her eyes jumping back and forth. In a grave. She clenches her hands. So if you're looking for the answer to why questions, that's your answer. We, Peak, and I know what it's like to be forgotten, to be locked out. She stares hard at the side of the stack, the algae whirling against the glass in beautiful patterns, and she doesn't look away. Silence extends. You realize the conversation is over. Ash seems angry, not at you, but with herself, for even voicing such ideas. After a while, you stand and start to load the crates onto the powered cargo trolley that Ash will run back to the Briar. As you do, you try to catch her eye. She avoids it, soothing herself instead in the comforting simplicity of physical work. Okay, we need to reroll these. Nice. Okay, all that's left is parts and intel. Okay, I plan on getting Baba Thingamajig. So losing condition isn't a big deal. Let's get that intel. Nice. Ow. Nice. All right, halfway there. We're doing good. We're doing good. All right, now let's go get some medicine and then eat food. With emphasis. Emphys is preparing the Matsutake caps. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth before shaving the stalks as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright white flesh within. Is it good, Sleeper? Very good, he says without looking up. Water with Mingi for some kelp too, so we can brew the dashi. Dashi? A soup base. Very good. Emphys slides the sliced Matsutake mushrooms to one side, takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wafer of kelp sitting in a bath of water. Been soaking it since last cycle, Emphys explains. Should be good to warm now. He places the pan over the burner and turns it on low. We have some time now. He wipes his hands clean, throws the cloth over his shoulder. However, there's one difference this cycle. He smiles. You've been the one providing the ingredients, so it's my turn to provide a story. Okay. Good. This story is important to me. He gestures for you to both sit on the folding stools behind the stall. You see these? Emphys runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that mark them like perfect bite marks. Conway called it an anchored interface rig, mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit, low-G industrial operations. We called it a bone suit. He points to a pattern of larger circles on his shoulder. I drill in and anchor it here, then all the way down the arm. taps each scar on the way. It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A 1-to-1 mechanical replication. You swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too. You should have seen the recruitment vids. Strong people in even stronger suits, tearing through stone and scrap. Superheroes. After my graduating year signed up. From company school to company shuttle. Conway from birth to death. He stares off into the distance for a moment, fighting with the memories. But the bone suits weren't good. Rate of failures was high. Failures meant arms torn off, anchors torn out, broken bones. Bad stuff. But after a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said. He checks the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. So there we were. Hundreds of us with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home, back to the company colony that spat us out. To be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something of ourselves. When I deserted, bribing some passing spacers to take me into orbit, there were only me and a couple of others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis. They folded in on themselves, like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The anchor points still ache, still burn. He touches the scars. But what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now, but that will never fade. Not that, not the faces of my friends. Emphis reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth. It is ready. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. And I'll let their story die. As long as I'm telling it, it will remain. Emphis pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates through your hands. The smell drifts up, rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. You drink the broth slowly, chewing the matsutake and thinking. Emphis busies himself with cleaning the pans on the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. Then he quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. Not that there is nothing to say, it is that sometimes in the moments after something speaking breaks the spell. You both idle, eager to be in each other's company. Emphis taking longer over his cleaning, packing, and you savoring the final dregs of broth. When you finally finish and hand him the bowl, feel the spell break. The story leaves you both. As you leave, know that the both of you are somehow a little more empty and a little more full than before. Nice. What do I do with these club head caps? Alright, we need to go to the cordon, that's right. The cordon bleu! As you enter the passage that leads to the cordon, a flash of movement catches your eye. The drone. It stops to make sure you've seen it, and then flits into a side passage, leading to a set of narrow stairs. You climb up through a dark shaft, the drone stopping at each landing to check you are following. Despite its lack of expression, there's something overbearing about the way the drone waits, impatiently realigning its fins in sequence. After a long climb, you come out onto an observation platform. The cordon and the vast, ramshackle refugee ships fill your vision. The scale seems impossible, and immediately you feel small and naive for even thinking you could affect this situation. Something shifts nearby. The drone again? A woman is standing at the window, at the edge of your vision. You aren't surprised you didn't notice her. She too seems impossibly small in the shadow of the flotilla. The drone buzzes by your shoulder, and she turns. Sleeper. Sorry for all the cloak and dagger nonsense. She nods at the drone. I have never regretted being cautious. She smiles a tight smile and holds out a hand. I'm Helene. Shake her hand. The tight smile holds, but the drone keeps its single eye fixed on you. The effect is a little unnerving. Look. She glances around the empty observation deck, as if checking for potential eavesdroppers. Let's be straight with each other. I know about your plans, and... She cuts in before you can respond. I understand your motives. You look at her in her overalls. Yellow markers, the HA sigil. You've been on the eye long enough to recognize a Havanage member when you see them. Or Havanage. Yes, I mean, I expect that is obvious. A tight smile again. Hoping you won't hold that against me. He glances around nervously again. Moves a little closer. This entire situation, I'm not here to defend it. He glances back at the flotilla. No one is happy about this. Especially not the refugees. He sighs. Let your Henry hear what you think. He pauses. Sleeper, tell me something. What does Havanage mean to you? Hardenhurst. She squints at you. That was unfortunate. You should know as one of our own who exposed Harden. And that has been dealt with. Havanage is used to being criticized. In some ways, we invite it. Members are free to bring up grievances at any meeting to propose new structures and approaches. She shifts her weight impatiently. As a counselor, it's my duty to listen to them. That's why I was elected by the members. We're an imperfect system, yes, and each counselor, each member, each representative can be flawed and worse. He looks down. We keep this place running. That's what we do. And the flotilla? She turns and looks out at the clump of fractured ships. The flotilla is a problem. Can the Eye take in thousands of refugees safely? I don't know. This place is a ruined, Sleeper. What do you think the council discusses? The price of the griot? We make plans to keep this place spinning, keep life support working, to ensure... Lean's slate chirps, and a grim look passes across her face as she sees the notification. She looks tired, screen light cresting her rigid expression in a pale glow. Sleeper, I bring you here to explain how Havanage works. I came to talk about your plan to cross the cordon, reach the quarantine, and supply the flotilla. She looks directly at you. Stay silent. I know you think you're helping the flotilla, but you cannot do this. Right now, halfway across the ring, one of a countless series of debates are being held. These debates are to reevaluate the potential harm that could be caused if the refugees of the flotilla are left to enter the station. These debates are at a standstill. Aline walks to the window. Too many in the Havanage Council think of the flotilla as a threat. After recent events, a hardline group has emerged. Protective, selfish. They seek only to benefit the members. In their mind, the flotilla is a danger to life on the Eye. If you are caught crossing the cordon and breaching the quarantine, you will only strengthen the hardline counselor's case. Criminals who stole a ship from XPR undermining the security of the station? She shakes her head. It's exactly what they want. The refugees need supplies. They do. That's exactly what I want to give them. But unless the quarantine is lifted through a fair process, they will never get them. He sighs deeply. Those ex-XPR spacers you're running with? Sleeper, do you know anything about them? More than I know about you. He looks at you pleadingly. Let's change that, Sleeper. Why do you think the refugee flotilla came here now? Nothing is happening in that system. Nothing is pushing people out of the colonies and outposts that have survived since Solheim's collapse. You need to be ready for whatever is coming. Ready to protect the Eye. I know the Eye means something to you now. No, there's a reason you're still here. Help me protect it. Aline fixes you with a strong look. Persuade those spacers that this is the wrong move. They'll get caught and the flotilla will be locked down. The Havanage will be delivered into those with the worst instincts. Forget this suicidal supply run to people you barely know. Let me fight for the Eye. Why don't you stop them? I expose the plan. The same as if it goes ahead and they are caught. Every way I look at it, the Eye looks compromised. Quarantine justified, the hardliners get their scapegoat. Don't offer up the excuse the hardliners need to lock the flotilla out altogether, to persuade the members they are the safest pair of hands. She looks at you imploringly. Please. You look back at her, the flotilla behind, and sense a desperation in her plea. Notification breaks the silence. Shit. He rapidly scrolls through pages of data. Sleeper, I need to go. He looks torn. Think about this, please. Talk to the spacers. Help them see reason. She quickly leaves the observation deck before you have time to respond. You stay for a moment, watching the lights of the tugs and the flotilla, and wonder what it feels like to be on one of those ships. So close to your destination, and yet so far from it. Then you think of the Havenedge Council chamber across the eye. The right of these people to find safety is being debated. You shiver, and then you too are gone, back into the stairwell in the cold dark below. That's a yikesaroni from me, buddy. Well, we certainly have our moral quandary time. Anyway, let's get stabilized. I feel like a horse the way I'm getting stabilized. Sleeper. Morowitz is waiting for you on your way out. How have you been? Busy. I see, I see. He nods. I'll get right to it then. Liz sent me down. We've scored another contract. Needs your help. That's the message. He pauses. But look, Sleeper, you aren't up for this. Just tell me now. I'll tell Bliss. End it up, you know. He trails off. It'll be different. Alright, suit yourself. Take care. He rolls his shoulders. See you up there. Moritz turns and strides off, leaving you in the corridor. Time to help Bliss, and maybe this time you think to yourself, it'll work out. Oh, it's Peak. Sleeper. Peak is waiting for you when you leave, but they look different. Pale, drawn out. You need to come up to the briar, now. They don't meet your eye. What happened? Not here. He kisses. Come to the ship. We'll be waiting. Peak walks away. Don't take long. And with that, they disappear around the corner, leaving you anxious and confused. Yeah, please, you keep throwing random bullshit at me! Why are you being mean to me? Alright, how many cycles do we have for Bliss? What? Sycamore Seed, Hyphia Farm Freighter. Okay. Yikes. We need to invest a lot in this. Also, I'm clicking. Thank you. It was very comfy. Super duper comfy. We don't need a vent-a-section. We can save all the crops. Good thing I checked on this before doing anything else, because... Fuck. That one's a much more expensive one than the last one. Yikes. We have one upgrade point. Okay. And then spending my last... We can gather scrap. No. Okay, next cycle. Shit, next cycle I have to finish. Oh, is this happening because I didn't gather any intel? No, I gathered all the intel, I think. Or is it because I have no progress on Peak's plan? Oh, shit. I may have ended up in a fucky situation. As you walk into the Climbing Briar's cavernous bay, now filled with crates and containers, Ash is waiting for you. In front of her, sliced open with its insides scattered across the top of a heavy-duty crate, is an object you recognize. Helene's drone. You freeze. Come in quick. Peak nudges you into the bay, looking behind you before sealing the entryway. You have to start being careful. You move closer to the container, your eyes on the drone splayed out in pieces. Some parts of it hooked up to a slate that Peak picks up and begins tapping away at. Ash looks up from the dissection. You caught it buzzing around nearby, heading for the ship. She leans over and taps the HA sigil on one of the removed pieces of plating. The Hovenage spy! I think we got it before it sent data back, but we can't be sure. Peak looks at you, nervously. Ash cuts in. Have you noticed anyone watching you? Any drones like this? Anyone following you up on the Briar? I've seen this drone. Following you? I met its owner. Ash pauses for a while. Peak, looking between the two of you. Explain, sleeper. Okay, we'll tell them about Helene. You explain that you met with Helene at the cordon. You tell Ash and Peak about what she told you. The Havenage Council are debating lifting the quarantine. They're blocked by the hardliners. You speak faster and faster, but before you can finish, Ash walks away in anger, and then comes back again, her eyes burning. What is this, sleeper? Have you understood nothing from what we've told you? He paces in front of you. Havenage are not your friends. They're administrators, which means they're interested only in their own power, their own survival, and their own causes. They divide people as easily as sorting livestock. Greater good of their work demands it. Why do the project of the station, the colony, the nation? Her eyes are wide as she speaks, her anger barely contained. I didn't have a choice. Pete cuts in. Listen to them, Ash. They're with us. Pete glances between you two. What's the sleeper supposed to do? They were ambushed by this Helene. I only listened. Let me tell you something, sleeper, Ash says, her rage hardening into pain. When people become administrators, they give up something. It's a part of being human. Being an equal among others goes away. You start talking about the greater good, the systems, the ways in which people's hands are tied, their processes are compromised. My mother was the administrator of Hawthorne. I've seen what it did to her. That noble higher calling is toxic. People should never have the chance to decide the fate of others. And those that do so at the cost of their humanity. Peak tries to cut in, but Ash holds up a hand. Don't start, Peak. Don't ask me to be reasonable or calm down. Thousands of people are desperate out there. Being reasonable will only prolong their suffering. You're right. Ash doesn't move for a moment, and she lifts a hand to rub her temples. She goes to say something, then stops. He walks back to the bay and starts checking the straps on the crates.
Ah! There go another one! What the heck? Bert, I hope you enjoy the emotes.
I will make the run. She yanks on a strap. No more distractions. Sleeper. Peak looks torn. You have to understand. This is personal for Ash. Lean warned me. No. Peak looks away. Then at Ash. I don't know, Sleeper. I just don't know what to do. Glance around the bay of the Briar as random bullshit is thrown at you. Again. Over and over. Why does I feel like the layers are fucked up? Because it should be in front of me and it's not. Hold on. That's bugging me. Is it in my avatar? Nope, that makes me disappear. There we go. How did that get switched? I'm so confused. Okay. glance around the Bay of the Briar, the walls seeming closer every second. The whole thing is closing in on you. The question is, where do you want to be when it all collapses? You look at Peak. What do you think, Sleeper? Peak rubs their forehead. We do this thing or not? Yeah, those people need help. Peak nods. Okay, then. They squeeze your shoulder. Onward. They slip away to help Ash, leaving you alone to replay the conversation in your head. A certain kind of grim determination settling in the room. Last chance to prepare. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. I think we got this. Literally, like, exactly enough. As long as we don't get super slagged. And I hopefully don't jinx myself. Okay. So we need scrap. One. Reroll. Shit. Two. Fuck. Eight. Wait, was this only one of 3 for Peak's plan? Oh, then I'm fucked anyway. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up. Chat, I have fucked up now. Now I have fucked up. Shit. Peaks is 3 parts. Yeah, I should not have triggered this event when I was busy doing those other events. I was split way too many ways. Oh, I shot myself in the foot so badly. This whole event chain is going to go fuckwise. Oh, man. Oh, gee. Oh, jeez, goof. I done fucked. You look over the pile of scrap components lying in the briar. You look around. The bay is empty. Ash and Peak, either elsewhere on the station or on the bridge a couple levels up. You begin sorting through the pile, separating out useful components and boxing them by use. You don't recognize everything you find, but before long you get into the rhythm of sorting. As you do, your mind starts to drift, your attention being drawn into the dark corners of the bay. The briar is in surprisingly good condition, considering that Hawthorne and XPR must have been operating it for decades by now. The marks of care are everywhere, from the delicate patch jobs, polished to meld into the original finish, to the carefully bound wiring running through the custom trunking. Ash loves this ship, that much is clear. Something catches your eye, one of the dark corners. The matte black stacks of crates you hadn't spotted before. They're sleek and compact, tucked away behind some bigger, more worn containers. Well, curiosity, I gotta check that out. Put the components away and go over to the sleek crates. Run your hands across their textured surface, but there's a little hint of what lies inside the opaque metal casing. Then you see it, a yellow symbol, embossed onto the far side of the crate. The universal sigil, used by spacers, corporations, and manufacturers alike. One you've seen throughout your time as a sleeper. Its meaning all too familiar. Explosive contents. Then you hear a hiss. And Ash comes through the bay's lock. She barely registers your presence, nodding at you as she passes. Sleeper, She busies herself with some task at the back of the bay. Oh, well, we gotta figure out what the fuck's up with these. Ash doesn't turn around from whatever she is busy with. Just more supplies, sleeper. Like everything else here. You can't think of anything else to ask, but sense that the atmosphere is now somehow shifted. You quickly finish up the sorting and slip out, waving goodbye to her back as you do. That's kind of weird. She's gone, sleeper. Peek is breathless and shaking. She started the run without us. Shit. Let's go. Into the cordon now. Peek starts back up the corridor. They turn back. She has to make it, sleeper. She has to. A shiver runs down your spine. Ash, I hope you know what you're doing. Shit. This is gonna go... I probably, like, did the worst possible thing. Fuck! You arrive, frantic and anxious, at the cordon. Peek is nowhere to be seen. Then you hear footsteps, hammering the metal doorway. Eileen's drone led you through before. One that leads up to the observation deck. You leap up the stairs 2 at a time, make it to the top, momentarily blinded by the light pouring into the observation deck. Sleeper. Peek emerges from the light. You just... know she's trying to protect me, but... Okay. You chose. What about my choice, sleeper? I'm not a child anymore. I can fight for myself. They turn away. There she is! Peek rushes to the wide window, leaning forward to catch a glimpse of the climbing briar's blue XPR livery against the black of the void. You spot the climbing briar, a glint of blue and white. Tiny and alone, arcing down toward the red lights of the cordon. He's exposed, Peek says nervously. I'll see her if they look. You watch the cordon, and the buzzing tugs for any sign of movement, any response. Briar crawls silently across your view. Come on, Ash, Peek hisses. Then you see it, a sudden flicker of yellow. Peek sees it too. Those 2 tugs are heading to cut her off. They grip the rail. Oh, Ash! As if responding to Peek's urging, the briar speeds up, diving for the cordon's edge now, like a hawk descending. You tense up. Peek grips the rail as the briar races towards the edge of the cordon. An invisible net of sensors splayed between ships and drones. She passed through? The response is immediate. The moment the briar hits the net of sensors, the entire cordon reacts. Sequences of blinking lights cascade out from the ship's position, an angry red of the cordon multiplied many times over. Shit! Peek presses a hand against the window. As they do, the briar accelerates, weaving dangerously through the flotilla. You move closer to the window without thinking, unable to take your eyes off the rapidly descending ship, spinning between the hulls of the flotilla, a group of tugs now tracing its path in pursuit. The briar drifts through the flotilla. It's agonizingly slow. Come on, Ash! Peek shouts in desperation, pressing a palm against the glass. You squint at the gathering yellow glints of the tugs. You're too fast. Both watch in dismay as the tugs swarm the briar, their shunts locking into the hull of the ship and holding it in place. The briar is stuck, its drives unable to escape the tug's grip, especially in the close quarters of the flotilla. Peek is silent. You watch as the briar is dragged away towards the facility at the edge of the rim, a hole opening up in the pit of your stomach. You look at Peek, but they don't respond. They don't take their eyes off the briar. Even after it disappears, they stand there at the glass, their eyes fixed on the flotilla. They didn't even get the supplies through. Peek doesn't look at you. This was all for nothing. We can get her back. This was stupid, sleeper. Peek looks back at you, their eyes wet. Stupid plan. hit a ship. And our freedom. Now what do we have? He slams a hand on the glass in frustration, making you jump. I won't be trapped again. I won't! They turn and rush out the observation deck before you can say anything, leaving you alone in the cold and the light. Drive failed. Well, that's depressing. Great! Everything's fucked. It's all fucked. That's frustrating. Well, we can at least keep this from fucking up. Nice. Oh, cool. Random scrap.